Stream starting. How are you guys doing? Alright. Should be a fun night tonight. We are constructing my low ticket offer, which is 10 copy and paste N8N workflows for business. Now, I've been chatting with GPT a little bit. Stream description, script. Maybe it's this one. Or this one. Here we go. Okay. Alright, so, just for context, we are looking at 10 N8N workflows for business that ChatGPT has come up with for me. And what we are essentially going to do yeah, no, I don't think that one's happening. Essentially what we are going to do, let's archive this one, is get the idea of the workflow down, so then we can prompt this with it. This is my N8N developer agent. This is freaking awesome. If you guys don't know, Nate Herc is the guy that came up with this on YouTube. Did I remember to put a link to his build video for this in the description? I don't think I did. But in any case, it's pretty easy to find. Just look for, Nate Herc, N8N developer agent. Let's see. We capture CRM welcome email. See, what happened was we have created this document, which I've exported and done my formatting magic in, where is it? Here. 10 plug and play N8N automation templates for entrepreneurs. There. And what I tried to do was say, can you make these prompts a little more specific for my N8N developer agent? Just pick a service. The easiest one to authenticate in N8N will do. For example, N8N's built-in form submission in number 1. And the prompt instructed to provide a list of alternatives in sticky notes. Each needs to be a detailed paragraph. Okay. And then it gave me this, which, I mean, that's nice, but see, look at this. The trigger is a new lead submission via N8N's built-in webhook node. I mean, that's nice, but webhooks are not really something that I want a non-technical person to be messing with. And these are non-technical people is who I'm building them for. So this is not going to be great. What I was hoping that it would add was n8n's built-in trigger on form submission. Look at this. See, add node on form submit. Nope. Add another trigger. Yeah. On form. Yeah. On form submission. And see, look at this. It gives me a URL to this form that I can just copy and paste, and this is where the form would come in. Like, this is so much easier for somebody to set up. So yeah, not a huge fan of how it is doing this here. It's struggling because you didn't pick a specific service. Please pick one in all cases. Do the easiest one to authenticate. Set up. Since these are meant for non-technical users, for example, prefer in for number one's trigger, use n8n's built-in on form submission, since alternatives like webhooks require configuring an API call. When an automated system talks to another one, it's a fairly young technology. I believe they didn't exist until a few years ago. With recent developments in AI and all that. So API call. Also avoid Google nodes, as they will always require authentication through Google Console, and most non-technical people don't want to do that. All right. Keep each description while clear. Instruct it to add sticky notes that describe alternatives that could also be used. As well as instructions to set up. Let's see. Be sure to keep the interests of non-technical small business owners in mind. For example, I believe there was a chatbot that was it in 7? Let's see. Yeah. There we go. AI drafted reply. Generate draft reply via OpenAI. Okay, so there we go. For example, in workflow 5, you can have the AI agent use another LLM with stricter data privacy standards like Claude. I don't actually know which companies are the best with data privacy. ChatGPT is mostly just something I stick with because of its extended functionality with custom GPTs. You don't really have that in other LLMs. That's not really something that they're doing right now, and that's very interesting to me. It's also where a lot of the value that I get out of my ChatGPT account comes from, is just using custom GPTs and creating them. So, with that being said, I think something like Claude will be less of a data privacy concern for my end users. Because, yeah, I don't know. Let's go ahead and hit send. Okay. Oh shoot, I forgot to ask it to keep the instructions to a single paragraph. Stop thinking. Okay. Keep all work descriptions limited to a single paragraph. While being clear and actionable. There. Now we're actually gonna send this thing. Perfect, thanks for... What? You were using the thinking model 10 seconds ago. Why did you do that? What? What? Here. I'm gonna send it to GPT-5 thinking just to make sure we get the most intelligent responses that we can, because I think that's very important right now. Easy workflows, triggers and APIs. Good. Good. Are you guys having a good day? I hope you're having a good day. That was more than a minute and 11 seconds. See, this is why I really want to upgrade my hardware, and right now I'm just not capable. Alright. Now let's see. Create a record in Airtable base CRM. Okay, I like that. Table leads. This is good. It's even like telling us how to map the data. Let's go ahead and throw this at our n8n developer agent and see what we get. This is a fun agent because, like, once you figured out what it is that you need, like once you figured out which node you need to use, 90% of your problem is solved. Okay. Check that out, guys. Your n8n domain, Blackfish dot, what is it? Yeah, Blackfish AI dot app dot n8n dot cloud. App n8n dot cloud. All right. Okay, I've never seen it give us sticky notes in the same color before. So that's interesting. Okay. Let's see how this looks. How to publish and embed your form. Click the N8N form trigger node. Form trigger node. Look for test URL or production URL at the bottom. It's actually at the top, but I appreciate that you're trying. Top. And we're also gonna say double click the N8N form trigger node. Okay. Add a button link or a link pointing to the form URL. Cool. Pro tips: the form auto styles to look professional. Works on mobile automatically. Test it yourself. Form submissions appear in your execution history. Nice. Let's make this one blue. Or sorry. I said blue. Good. Okay. Yeah. Nice. And let's have a look at this. Email setup, start simple. I'm gonna take those out. YSMTP can be tricky. Gmail blocks less secure apps. Outlook has complex authentication. You need server details most people don't know. Oh, nice. I like this. I like this a lot. Yeah, let's go ahead and save this. And we're gonna download the workflow. And see, check this out. That gives us a TXT file full of JSON. Perfect. And we're gonna hit Control C. Come back to our low ticket offer. And just to be fair, I'm gonna 9-point italicize it, because it really doesn't matter that we know what it says. It matters that we can quickly identify it and copy and paste it. And boom. Just like that, we have our first workflow. Ladies and gentlemen, we are getting this done. Alright. Let's do the second one, just while we're here. Missed call, instant SMS follow-up. Right. We want to go to the offer architect again. Watch a support inbox with IMAP email for subjects containing missed call. What the? Is this a reliable way of tracking missed calls from a target phone number in N8N? And I'm gonna just do auto. That way our message can be instant, but I still want to give it the option to think if it needs to think longer for a better answer. It looks like it is. So, okay. Missed calls via IMAP. Better tracking. Okay. Well, there we go. Short answer, it works. Okay. Nope, we want to wait for it. Actually, what happens if we just reload the page? What happens then? In fact, what if we just exit the page, go to chatgpt.com, and it will eventually load all my stuff. Offer architect. Okay. Short answer, it works, but it's brittle. Pull the provider's API. No webhooks. Easy and reliable. Twilio, Aircall, Ring Central. Okay. Interesting. Yeah. I'm gonna keep that. And for the second one, here we go. Actually, I'm gonna just go ahead and use the IMAP one. This is my low ticket offer. If people wanna, if people want a $17 product, they're getting $17 results. Okay. Here. Gosh. This is fun, guys. Ain't this fun? All right. Blackfish AI .app .n 8n .cloud. Don't worry, by the way, for those of you who are watching and are wondering what's going on with the Clan Blackfin project, we are going to be back on that soon. We just... holy cow. Click on the email trigger IMAP node. Create new IMAP credentials. I like this though. This is very helpful for non-technical users, which is kind of what we want. So this is great. Monitors support inbox for... Oh, yeah, we don't need... Well... No, we don't need a workflow overview. We've already got one of those inside the document that this workflow is going to be in, so no, we don't. Fall back. Okay. Twilio SMS configuration. Parse phone number. Wait. Why does it go to an email if it's false? I don't know. That looks good though. Let's save it. Download it. Open it. Copy it. Paste it. Okay. We got him, boys. We got him. And let's go ahead and do one more. I think we can do one more over here. Payment received email with an Airtable log and a thank you email. Monitor in a billing inbox via IMAP email for receipts from Stripe or PayPal. Extract amount, customer invoice ID into Airtable base. Then send a branded thank you with email send. Add sticky notes with examples of subject fillers, how to map fields if formats vary, alternatives like paddle and lemon squeezy, and for advanced users a Stripe webhook note if they prefer direct API later. Okay. This is good. Let's go ahead and refresh the chat with Natalie. And hit enter. It might actually be a good idea to start numbering these as well. This is 2. Well, I don't like that the developer tool was error. Why does it keep coming up error? No parameters are set up to be filled by AI. Click on the... What? What do you mean? Bad request, please check your parameters. What does this mean? What does it mean? Ask assistant. I really like that N8N has like their own built-in coding assistant. Typically I use ChatGPT instead just because then I can give it screenshots instead of trying to say in words what's happening. Workflow name. Oh. What? Oh. Why is it set to Natalie? That's so weird. What the? Wait, no. I don't want to change it. Leave without saving. Natalie. What's the parameter set up to be? What? Well, what were all those good executions earlier? What was it set to in this one? Ladies and gentlemen, you're seeing troubleshooting in action. From list Natalie. Yeah, it's exactly the same. So why is it having a problem with it this time? I don't know. I'm just... Screw it. I'm just gonna run it again. Error. Why are you coming back error? Screw it. I'm just gonna do the next one. Watch a scheduling inbox with IMAP email for Calendly new event scheduled notifications. Then create a Trello card on board. Hey, this ain't bad. Okay. Okay. It seems there is an issue with submitting the request to... Oh my gosh. Okay, well, what if you did it this time? Error. Huh. Why is it suddenly having a problem with this? It was never configured differently before. I don't know. I don't know the answer to these mysteries. However, what if I just asked it to call a random sub-workflow? My sub-workflow one. Since you want so badly to do anything besides snap. Past executions of this workflow have performed just fine using the Natalie configuration. It only now started having problems with it a few minutes ago. Can you help me figure out why this is? Send. Again, I'd rather use ChatGPT, but I don't really have any screenshot proof to give to it. Must be the workflow's unique ID. Recent upgrade or bug fix. Deleted, renamed, or its ID changed, and the reference is now invalid. Huh. Open the workflow. Oh, okay. So it's... How do I get Natalie's workflow ID? I think it's this bit in the URL. Because most Google Drive files have a similar configuration. Their file ID is just a random string of numbers and letters inside the link. Yeah, here it is. So I want to use this as our workflow ID. There. Let's go ahead and refresh it. Actually, is it? Oh, it's over here too. Okay. Whatever. It's all Natalie. The whole world is Natalie. And... nope. That is not the message we want to send to Natalie. Watch a scheduling inbox. Yes. Okay. Now hopefully it's going to... Now why is that happening? Oh, I know why this is. This is happening because this is trying to call this sub workflow, and this sub workflow's ID is not connecting correctly. So, okay. I don't like that. That's okay though. It opens the route for more intelligent communication with this AI assistant. So, based on the documentation, defined workflow input schema. Oh, so I just need to switch this to, oh, it's already switched to accept all data. Okay, well, how have past executions received it? Wait a second. what data did you receive, little guy? Query? Interesting. Well, what about this time? This time? Huh. And what did you... Okay. Okay, I see how this is happening. All these successful ones are receiving a... Okay. Then what kind of data did it try to send? What kind of... Oh! It tried to send the exact same schema. Or it tried to send the same type of, yeah, see, it tried to send the same data that was structured the same. So then, why did it not catch it? When executed by another workflow trigger node appears to be configured to receive all incoming data. Both successful and failed executions have attempted to send data as JSON bodies with only one object named query in them. And then what? Then what do we say? With only one object named query in them. The sub workflow ID is hard-coded as the one found in the workflow's URL. The only thing I think could possibly be a problem is that the AI agent, the develop using the developer tool, is in the same workspace as the sub workflow it is attempting to call. Would this be a problem? Okay. Okay. This is classic N8N troubleshooting. It's not a problem. This is the expected setup for calling sub-workflows using the tool workflow node. However, based on the official documentation... Ooh! I like this. I like this. The AI assistant is disagreeing with me. This is a very good sign that you're working with a good AI agent, because most of them will agree with you just all the time, and it will cause them to develop user-induced biases, is what AI researchers call them. So yeah, based on the official documentation, when it's set to accept all data, the input fields will not appear in the parent workflows tool node, and you will not be able to map or send specific input fields. This can cause issues if your tool node expects a defined input schema. In your sub workflow, edit the trigger and set the input data mode to define below instead of accept all data. Define the expected input fields. I like what it's trying to tell me. Okay, here is a sample of what it tries to send through the developer tool. Should I use it directly or hard code a placeholder? In the query's value. And I'll kind of show it what? No, I want to copy this data. By the way, if you are interested, hard code is a technical term. It's kind of like typing. So look at this word. Okay, period. I typed it. It is not changing. It's just there. Okay, and that's kind of what hard coding is. It is not dynamic. It is just one thing every time. If I run this prompt, I could run this prompt as many times as I wanted, and it would just be okay, period, until I go in and manually change it. That is what hard coding is. So let's go ahead and run the prompt and just see what it gives us. Looking for answers in the N8N community. Ensure that the input schema in the sub-workflows trigger node matches the structure of the data you are sending. In this case, an object with a single field named query of type string. Actionable solution. In your sub workflow, set the input data mode to define below and set its type to string. How do I set its type to string? Oh, define using a JSON example. Yeah, okay. A string. Okay. Okay. I think I've written that correctly. Maybe I haven't. But let's find out together. Nope. Nope. That has just not worked at all. What is view sub execution? Huh? Huh? Invalid JSON schema type, only object type is supported but got array. Huh. Okay. Well, unfortunately we've got to take a break there. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I'll just try, changing it, just scrapping this whole thing and just reusing the JSON from Nate Herc's original video. That's kind of what I'm thinking I'll do, if I'm completely honest. So yeah, we'll see. We will certainly see. So, thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned.